r/AskReddit by LaughWithMEmes. Cheaters of Reddit. Why did you do it? Gonna break the theme and give a real answer of the one time I did cheat on someone. Wasn't happy, was only in the relationship because of threats of self-harm and not having the understanding and maturity to deal with it. Cared enough to say okay we'll work it out and go with whatever she wanted, but the relationship itself was hell. Was asked over by another girl and thought to myself in that moment, I don't care, I've already tried to break up like half a dozen times and went on over. She found out, of course, and cut herself badly enough to get hospitalized. I told a nurse about our relationship and how I've been trying to end it, but caving to her threats of self-harm. Her parents were there too, though they were of the opinion I should just stick with her to get her through life. Nurse told me that she was only going to end up killing herself and to leave her, and honestly that get out of guilt-free card was all I needed. She died a few years later. Suicide. I go back and forth on if the right thing to do was to stick with her and try to be her support. Don't set yourself on fire, and yet. I dunno. I know you probably feel guilt, but the reality was she was emotionally blackmailing you to stay. You could have stayed around for her sake, been miserable, and this might have been the same outcome. You can care for someone, but that doesn't make it your responsibility to get her through life. In your case you didn't want the relationship, so why should you have to be miserable? I would have hoped that the end of the relationship would have been the catalyst for her to get help. The realist answer on here. The only reason you're feeling bad is because she manipulated you into feeling responsible for her death. If a stranger, while you were shopping, said, "If you leave right now, I'm killing myself," and you alerted the necessary authorities, like you did with the nurse, and left, would you feel terrible 4 years afterwards? I know I wouldn't. You're not responsible for the well-being of other people who are old enough to take care of themselves, especially after you've let the proper authorities know. And you're definitely not required to give your mental health up for someone else. Anyone who demands that should be cut out of your life. Don't beat yourself up. You handled it perfectly, and the only thing I would change about your story would be making you get out sooner, for your own health. She chipped away at my self-esteem and confidence for over a year. We did the thing where we would be good for a few months, and then she would break up with me for a week or two, presumably to get with some guy she liked. I knew it was the case at least one of the times. She would always make the comment when we would be having makeup sex, "I bet this is better than jacking off." So basically she was saying I wasn't attractive enough to have sex with anyone else. So I proved her wrong. Also got some of my self-esteem and confidence back, as pathetic as it sounds. I had finally had enough when she was getting ready and casually said, "I think I'm too pretty for you." Kicked her out and declined any further attempts at reconciliation. Yeah, I'm okay with this. There's a famous Esther Perel quote, "The victim of the affair isn't always the victim of the marriage." This looks like one of those cases. The following is a result of not putting the serious tag in your question. Didn't find what I was looking for, but I'm having fun. That's the right attitude to have. Always look on the bright side of not putting the serious tag. I haven't, although she urges me to. We're older. She's menopausal and has lost desire, and I'm facing my end and want to enjoy life. So I have a green light from her, but she is my love, and casual sex is like an oxymoron to me. It's frustrating, I won't lie. Edit. Thanks for advice, folks. Yes, that would be an open marriage, which is simply a huge change of gears, if it isn't your inclination. We've been monogamous for over 30 years. Also, it's not a matter of her not being attracted to me, or be attracted elsewhere, it's Mother Nature slamming on her brakes. She's not cruel, I'm not in hell, I'm frustrated. The end of my year's comment is just that, I'm on the downside. I'm mid-50s and have brain tumors. They aren't immediately life-threatening, but that could change, and I've already dodged more than my fair share of the bullets. I'm sorry that it's so frustrating, and not sure if you're ill or just looking at the end in the larger sense, but want to say that it sounds like you two love each other very much. That's a beautiful thing. My friend'll try and give a serious answer. Lol was in a 7-month relationship that fizzled as quick as it started. We stopped having sex or being intimate. We became roommates real fast. A friend of mine, who I knew long before I met my then GF, got closer and closer to me. To be fair, I never actually cheated, but I caught myself one day texting the other girl non-stop and realized what the end game was. Broke up with my GF a few nights later, ended up dating the other girl for a little under 3 years until she moved out of the country. This is like the opposite of cheating though, like this is the other option, the good, honest, and correct option. Good on you, mate. Yeah, but I guess it was emotionally cheating. I felt really bad regardless, and in hindsight, I transitioned from one to the other super fast. I was really young at the time, 19, freshman in college, so I'd handle it very differently now. The other girl had emotionally written you off already, and you broke it off before doing anything with the new girl. You didn't do anything wrong there. This is the proper way to handle the scenario. If only more people knew this method and applied it, there would be so much less painful breakups and drama in the world. I was stuck on a boss and was very frustrated and just wanted to get past it so I can have fun again. Took me way too long to realize that you didn't mean that you were infatuated with your boss. Me too. Get past it clearly refers to sexual tension. My wife cheated on me. She claims it was an isolated incident, but I'm skeptical. We are still together. My self-esteem and sense of self-worth were initially so terrible, but I've gotten a bit better. I've been eating really well and working out. Arizona heat is great for sweating/burning calories, and I'm in great shape and I look really good. But I'm afraid I'll never get over what she did to me. There's a new girl at work and we get along real well, and text/snap a lot. She's also just drop dead gorgeous. Without going into more details, I think there's a good chance I could sleep with her. And I want to do it. I know I should have left my wife a while ago. I know I should leave her now. I know that her cheating on me doesn't make it okay for me to do to her. I know I'm a shitty person. This is the first time I've talked about this. I've considered seeing a therapist. I think very few people can accept that their partner cheated on them and stay with them and be happy. It probably depends a lot on the situation, what happened exactly, and the cheater's actions after. Regardless, it doesn't seem like you're one of those people. Seems like you've already checked out of the relationship mentally if you're daydreaming about other women like this. You did more than many people would, which is try to make it work afterwards. But it isn't working. You only really have two options, Imo. You guys both go to a therapist and try to work through it, or you move on. Sounds like you're leaning towards the latter. Just don't wait so long to decide that you end up doing something you'll regret. I was stupid. Only time I did it, I was on the way out with my current GF. Girl that I had mutual feelings for was on the outs with her BF. Too many drinks later, and we are going at it against a wall. Woke up the next day, broke up with my GF. Girl didn't leave her BF. Moved on. Have an amazing wife and life now, but this mistake will be with me forever. I was the guy who said I would never cheat, and now I'm not that guy. TLDR. Don't get drunk around people you have complex feelings about. Nope, but you are the guy who made a mistake and learned from it. You don't have to keep beating yourself up about it. It's okay. In a way he is. He said he would never cheat. He cheated. He learned from it, but his regrets make him something he promised himself not to be, a guy who would never cheat. Did he become a better person after the guilt, self-shame, etc.? IDK. But looking at his comment, he at least knows he fucked up, and he doesn't want to go through that shit again. I was in a relationship with a man who was 8 years older than me and who started grooming me when I was 13. The person I cheated with made me feel genuinely cared for and appreciated. It was something I'd never felt before. I felt safe. It was the first time I slept with someone because I actually wanted to, instead of doing it out of fear. That's not cheating, it's escaping. Very glad you got out of that horrible situation. Please like and subscribe for more. This is Laugh with Memes. Goodbye.